Hey everyone, it's Tanyaevoy here from the Evoy Real Estate team, and I wanted to pop on today. We talked last week about some really interesting stuff. This week we're going to address what to expect when you're home inspecting. We did a video a couple of years ago. If you've been a fan of our page for a while, you'll note that we did one, I think it was 2 years ago, about this hot topic. It's one of the most common questions we get, one of the ones that we really need to talk buyers through and let them know what to expect, because it gets very overwhelming for sure when you're buying a new house. And because we do this a lot, we attend a lot of home inspections, it's very important to kind of know what's going to come up, or anything that you can ask in terms of questions. But specifically today, I want to talk to you as well about how things have changed during COVID. Buying houses has changed significantly. The market's changed. So obviously with that, the home inspection process has changed as well. So I wanted to cover some basics about a home inspection first. If you're on here live and you have a question, please feel free to go ahead and post it in the comments, and I'll try to address the question. And then if you're watching the replay, of course, if you have a question there, please feel free to post it in the comments and we'll address it there as well. So thanks so much for tuning in to this episode of Tanya Talks Real Estate. It is Thursday and it's a little bit cloudy out, but it's supposed to be like 23 degrees tomorrow. So that's exciting. We're getting a little bit of a teaser, I guess, because it's definitely fall. So the market has changed significantly, and home inspections remain consistent as one of the things that we recommend that you put in your offer. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later, but first off, the main question that we get is, how do I pick a home inspector? And that's a really good question, because it's a trust thing, right? It's a lot like your realtor. You want to get somebody that knows their stuff, that is going to give you all the information at the time of the inspection or afterwards, that's going to answer your questions, and somebody that has experience, because the more you see, obviously, the more you get to know. That's the case with anything, and that's no different with a home inspector. So we obviously have our favorites that we've used for over the years, and we recommend inspectors to our clients all the time. So getting a recommendation from a realtor is a great place to start, because again, we've seen a lot of inspections. We know sort of the ones that are more suitable for the specific home or the client, or the time, even if it's a short notice showing or inspection. So that's the first place to start, is get a recommendation. I know a lot of people will just Google somebody online and say, oh, I'm just going to use this inspector because they paid for a Google ad, but that's not a great way to look for a home inspector. You want to get a recommendation, if you can, from either your realtor or a trusted friend, or even somebody that you know has used somebody in the past. So that's where I always recommend you start when you're picking a home inspector. So another thing is, one of the questions we get is the home inspector going to look at every feature of the home? It's absolutely impossible for them to see, obviously, in behind walls and things that are not visual. So they will check the major systems of the home. They'll check the exterior, they'll check the interior, and they're going to make a report. So in this report, what you're going to get is major deficiencies, you're going to get areas of concern, and then you're going to get maintenance items. Typically, this is what we see in the report. So I'm sure every home inspector is a little bit different, but this is common. And the areas of deficiency are the ones that you really want to look out for, right? Because when you're making an offer on a home, unless you can visually see that the roof needs to be done, or there's water damage or something like that, you want your home inspector to be able to locate if that's the case. So they look for certain things, and they will report on major deficiencies. And then we'll talk about this in a second too, but how do you handle those deficiencies, right? What do you do? So they're looking at these deficiencies, and they're providing a report to you. So that report usually you get it within 24 hours of your home inspection. You go through it, and a lot of it's just for educational purposes too, because if you're a first-time home buyer or you've never owned a specific type of a home, they can give you ideas of maintenance, and they can also give you areas that need to be addressed, within the first year of living there. And then if there's major deficiencies with the home, they will often recommend that you have somebody come in and have a look at it. So So we can certainly recommend contractors or experts in that field. So for example, if your roof is needing to be replaced sooner than what we thought during the showing, and you find out, oh, okay, we didn't know it was leaking, and you want to get a roof, then we can get a quote and then essentially make a decision based on the information that you get from the roofer. So not very typically will home inspectors provide you with quotes. I mean, that's not their job. They're there to inspect the home. They can sometimes just give you more information. How big of a deal is it? That kind of thing. So some of the best inspectors we've seen will walk you through kind of your options, explain worst case scenario, best case scenario, and then you can make an informed decision. So speaking to that specifically, if you have a deficiency or something like that with a home inspection that comes up, which it does, it's common, then you're going to want to know, this is the other common question, what do we do with that information? Can we go back and negotiate? Can we ask for the seller to fix it? Should we walk away from the home? So that is all situational specific. So if the market is extremely hot, the offer went in multiple offer, or the house went in multiple offers, then you're going to want to maybe think twice about renegotiating. However, it is your decision. It's your house, right? So you have to decide for yourself with your realtor, and then maybe getting some feedback from some contractors to figure out exactly how much it's going to cost. And the option is there to go back and renegotiate if that's something that you're comfortable with. So keep in mind there's risks with that as well. Talk to your realtor and deal with every situation specifically. So we can't really give a general overview, but that's sort of where you want to look at. Should we negotiate it? Depends totally on the market, totally on the property itself. And then another question we get is, can we ask the inspector to look at specific aspects of the home, right? Because we're going in and we're your second set of eyes during the showing, and we notice, oh, there's a weird puddle on the floor in the basement. We might want to check out, like they're heating with oil. We don't really know. So it's always a good idea to, if there's something specific you want them, just address that in when you book your appointment and say, like, we want to make sure that you're checking over a few things here. So that's another aspect to think about. And then, I guess another question would be what the home inspector includes. We talked about that, but they're going to go into more detail about the systems, the maintenance, how everything works as well, which is a very handy thing to hang on to for years to come. Because if you have any questions or you decide to resell your home in the near future, you can provide that home inspection report to potential buyers, which is really nice. So that aside, we're going to talk a little bit about how things have changed during COVID. So obviously, we're restricted a little bit in terms of access to properties now, and every home inspector is a bit different. So some of them do not like you to be there anymore during home inspections. Either they're concerned about it or the seller's concerned about it, depends on the situation, but we can go on your behalf. Our team offers that available for out-of-town buyers or somebody that's not comfortable going to a home inspection. We can go on your behalf. The only thing with us going or not having somebody there is you can't ask questions and you lose that visual aspect. But the nice thing with home inspectors is they take a ton of pictures, and you can always refer back to the report when you look over it, which it will be overwhelming, but you can give them a call and talk to them about those things after the home inspection. So that's one critical difference that's changed as well. And then the other thing is putting the home inspection in the offer. We're not seeing that as much. So we always recommend a home inspection in every offer for sure. And the home inspection does not include the well and septic. So if you're buying a rural property, you need to know that a well and septic would be a separate inspection. So a home inspection specifically is what we're talking about today, but that is something that what I'm seeing a lot of is people will do before they put the offer in. So they'll get a home inspector to come in and do a quick inspection. So if they offer that service, that's something you'll want to look into, but they will do typically a shorter version of their full inspection just to give you any indications of serious deficiencies. So if we have enough lead time, often we can do that before we put in an offer, and that will help you from not having to potentially put that in your offer. So again, talk to your realtor about that. Another thing is sellers very commonly are providing home inspections when they're listing their house for sale because of that. So we have some people that have done this, and the only thing again is you want to make sure that you're trusting the home inspector, you're understanding this is the home inspection based on this situation, and there's obviously could be some changes as well. So again, speak to your realtor about that too. So that's it. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope that this answered some of your questions about what to expect during a home inspection. It's a huge topic. I could clearly go on and on because it's been 10 minutes. So if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments and I will certainly address them. We hope everybody's staying well, staying healthy, and we look forward to chatting with you soon. So thank you so much for watching. Next week, we're going to be talking about 3 buyer myths that you should know when you're searching for a home. So thanks again, guys. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.